Well, the only natural thing to do now is to bring you even more anime with insanely overpowered protagonists. You guys showed a lot of love to the previous list, so it's only fair I hit you up with more gems from this genre. So, here we go. Fresh anime picks with powerful main characters you definitely don't want to miss. Check them out, and yeah, you can thank me later. Bye-bye, Earth. This fantasy gem recently wrapped up, and it's an emotional one. Belle, a human girl without any distinguishing animal traits, is seen as an outsider of Faceless. Armed with a massive sword, she travels through a world where she doesn't belong, fighting to discover her identity and purpose. It's beautifully tragic and super underrated. Mission Yozakura family. This one's got a spy family twist. Taiyo loses his parents young and is taken in by his childhood friend Mutsumi. But surprise, her family is a group of deadly operatives with supernatural abilities. The only way for Taiyo to survive is to marry Mutsumi and prove he's worthy of being part of their world. From family drama to action-packed missions, it's a wild ride. Mr. Villians Day Off, let's switch the pace a bit. This isn't your typical power fantasy ICs about the villain taking a break. Yep, the world-invading general decides to enjoy a day off, visiting the zoo, eating ice cream, and just vibing. It's wholesome, it's hilarious, and somehow it works. Even the world's heroes give him a break when he's just trying to see some pandas. Reincarnated as the 7th Prince. Here's the deal. Another reincarnation anime, but one that exploded in popularity. A weak sorcerer is reborn as the 7th Prince in a magical kingdom. Now gifted with insane magical potential and access to a massive library of arcane knowledge, he becomes a magic prodigy. It's overpowered fantasy fun, plain and simple. Ice. The Kingdom of Ruin, ending with a heavy one. The Kingdom of Ruin is full of violence, loss, and raw revenge. Witches were once protectors but are now seen as threats. After the murder of his witch mentor, Adonis turns against humanity, seeking revenge for her death. It's gory, it's emotional, and it's intense from start to finish. Not for the faint of heart, but definitely worth it if you're into darker themes. Why nobody remembers My World? Talk about underrated. Barely anyone's talking about this one, but it's packed with action and wild plot twists. Humans once won a great war, until a mysterious reincarnation event flipped the world upside down. Now other races rule, and humanity's defeated. Our Gaikai inherits the powers of a forgotten hero and sets out to challenge the new rulers. Think high-stakes rebellion with an edge. Windbreaker Cloverworks really nailed this one. Windbreaker is about high school delinquents throwing hands to prove who's the strongest. But it does so much more than your usual Street Fighter anime. The fights are clean, brutal, and beautifully animated. Our main man Haruka is all about strength and hates bullies, which makes him an absolute beast in brawls. A nobody's way up to an exploration hero, we're kicking things off with a pretty unique concept. In this world, dungeons randomly appear in Japan. Diving into them is a legit way to make money and level up. The protagonist, a total nobody. But things change when he gets his hands on some ultra-rare SSR cards that allow him to summon mythical beings. Now he's not just surviving the dungeon, he's dominating it. A fun mix of real-world and fantasy mechanics, even if the animation isn't top tier.
持てる者と持たざる者がいる。それを分けるのは神から授かる特別な力。
Berserk of Gluttony. This one's brutal in a good way. Fate starts out weak and mocked, but that all changes when he discovers his hidden ability, Gluttony. With each enemy he defeats, his power grows and grows. Add a legendary talking sword to the mix and you've got a dark, satisfying power trip anime that deserves way more love than it gets. Bucchigiri. If you like school gang fights with a supernatural punch, Bucchigiri is your jam. A scrawny average high school kid gets roped into gang turf wars and ends up bonded with a powerful, otherworldly entity. Don't let the loud aesthetic fool you. There's a deeper story under all the punches and powers. Definitely deserves more attention. That's a wrap on this round of overpowered anime protagonists. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more anime recommendations. Catch you in the next one.